How do you find suppliers for your products on Amazon? It's a great question, and in this video, I'm going to give you a really quick tour of Alibaba and how to find suppliers. Let's go. Okay, so at the start of this video, we are going to make a big assumption, and that assumption is you've already found the product that you're interested in pursuing on Amazon. So you've gone through the research process, maybe you've watched some of our Amazon hack videos, which you absolutely should if you have not already, and you have found some product ideas. Now you're thinking, okay, how do I get a supplier? Where do I get a supplier from? Now we use Alibaba.com to find our suppliers. Typically, we are importing from the Far East, i.e. China. In some cases, we do use domestic US suppliers, but most of the time we're looking at suppliers in the Far East. So the best place to find these types of suppliers is Alibaba.com. Now I've searched an example for you, Carboy Carrier, and just to show you the product on Amazon, it's something like this little strap product right here. I'm not saying it's good, bad, or indifferent. I'm just giving you a simple example today so you can understand the process of searching something on Alibaba. So let's just say this product right here we were interested in. We want to look at a couple of different things on Alibaba. The first thing is, how long has this company been on the platform? 6 years. So that's good. We know they're somewhat established on Alibaba. We want to look and see a couple of other things. The first thing is, are they a gold supplier? So yes, they have that. And we're also looking to see how many transactions they've had. So they've had over 500, that's pretty good. And they've had some good ratings as well. These are kind of tricky though, because you can't always go with the ratings on Alibaba. You can't be like, oh, if there's only 3, they're not worth speaking to. It's always good to get speaking to a supplier and get some information from them. Sometimes you'll find that a supplier may not be like a factory. It could be what's called a trading company, which is a smaller business who goes to different factories and does deals with them. Don't have to worry too much about that for today, because we're just looking at Alibaba at a very simple level, all right? So that's the first thing we're doing, having a look in there. This is the company right here, and we can literally click through to this business and have a look and see what this company is about. We can look at their products right here. We can look at lots of other things, their business performance, right? It's all this information is here as you can go and take a look at. Now, their response rate is 93%, which is very, very good. It means that they get back to most people when they contact the supplier, which you can do here when you have your Alibaba account. Really, really, really simple. Now, as we scroll up, we can look through the different products that this company has. And as you can see, they do a lot of these strap type products, right? So that tells me that they're, a pretty decent company for what we're after. And that's really it. Usually as well, you can go over here and we can look at the products and see all the different items that they have, right? Webbing, yoga products, pet products, so on and so forth. As I mentioned, you can click contact supplier and you can speak to them. Equally then, you might have looked at this business and seen, well, they're quite new. They don't have too many ratings. I'm going to move on and look for other people. So as we scroll down, this company right here have done over 180,000 and 105 transactions. Yeah, like looking back again at this company, sorry, I actually said 500 transactions. It was $500. So we would move on from this business, most likely, this company. And scrolling down, you can see lots more. Lower response rates, that happens as a business does more trading on Alibaba. That's kind of a normal thing. And that's really all there is to finding a supplier. Like if you go to Alibaba and, for example, you type in Carboy Carrier and there's no product there, you got a couple of different options. The first option is you can move on to another item. That's definitely an option. And another one would be that you can find a sourcing agent. Now, I can't really give you any websites to find a sourcing agent on because they're not that readily available. All I can tell you is when you're part of Marketplace Superheroes, we do have our own sourcing agent who can basically go and contact different suppliers that they know of on your behalf and find you a company who can make this type of an item. Now, the one thing I will say as well, the Carboy Carrier product, it's not a very popular product, so there's not going to be companies on here that have done massive transactions. If we type in something like plastic shoebox, for example, it's a much more popular item. We search that in Alibaba, real simple. Oh, it's gone. Oh yeah, okay. We're here. We scroll down and all of a sudden now we start to see a couple of different things. Number one, lots more different suppliers straight away. A few things to note. Number one, this price that you see right here, it's not accurate whatsoever. You've got to get in touch with these different suppliers and speak to them and find out exactly what their, what we call FOB, or free on board or freight on board price is. Really simple. It sounds complicated. It's the price that they're going to charge you per item. Very simple to make it for you. All right. As you can see, they'll say 49 to 68 cents. It could be more, it could be less. Equally, a company that says $2.31 could be more, it could be less. And it won't be $2.31 per piece because that would be a lot. Now, a few more things. We can see there's verified companies here, which is great. When they're verified, that's a good thing. They're on Alibaba for a certain number of years, like we looked at a minute ago. 5 years verified, good response rates. This would be someone we could go and speak to for sure and have a chat with them. And as you scroll down, you're going to start to see as well companies with brands and things like that on them. Just be aware of that as you go down on Alibaba. There's lots of great suppliers here, but also you're going to want to audition suppliers, have a chat to them through the messaging system and see is that somebody that you're going to want to actually work with or not. And as you scroll down, as you just see there's so many options on here, it's unbelievable. But you're always looking for these little marks. That's going to give you a feel for how good that supplier actually is. But as I mentioned, to get the minimum order quantity, those numbers, to get the actual cost price, you've got to contact the supplier directly and ask them for that. As we did before as well, when you click through to a particular company, these guys right here, actually I'm going to go back because they're not really a great example. They've not really been in business all that long in Alibaba. Let's go back here. Those guys, there we go, All Star Houseware Limited. As you can see, this company, they're pretty well put together, got a decent number of employees, they're around a while, they've got certifications, these are a decent company, certainly worth speaking to and getting more information from. As I mentioned before, you can contact supplier. Now, this is a nice feature where you can chat now. Obviously, you just log in with your Alibaba account and you can literally chat to a representative from that company right there and then. And they also give you their email address as well if you want to send them an email. That is really, really useful. Like we did before, we can look at all the different products that they have available and so much more. I never really look too much over here at these different bits and pieces. They're not that important to me. I just get in touch with the supplier and ask them questions about their products, cost price, and make sure when you do get in touch with a supplier, you don't just run in and be like, give me your cost price. In China, in the Far East, respect is very, very important. So when you're speaking to somebody, you want to make a couple of points. Number one, you've looked at their company and you're looking for a long-term partner that you can work with and you can sell their products that you're going to actually have your own brand put on them. So obviously when you come in, long-term is the first thing you want to mention. On from that, then you talk about the fact that you have distribution in North America as well as Europe, which you do because you're selling on Amazon. Now, some people wonder, should I just tell them right off the bat? Yes and no. I go with the distribution route is how I would go about it first. And I would then say, we are looking to test out your products in the markets that we are in. And I would like to talk about getting some ideas of pricing from you and also get some ideas of minimum order quantities from you as well. That's the kind of conversation I'm going to have. Very relaxed, long-term, lots of respect, and you're going to go the right way. Now, a couple of tips for when you're speaking to suppliers. The first one is I always look for 2 to 3 different suppliers I can work with for each product that I'm looking at. So you go through the process we had where you're looking at gold-rated suppliers, whether they've been assessed, whether they're verified or not, all that kind of stuff, how long they've been trading for. That's kind of step one. Get in touch. Start building that relationship, come across as a professional, get some idea of pricing, get some idea of minimum order quantities as well. It's important to mention when it comes to minimum order quantities, you're going to find sometimes it's difficult to pin down with a supplier what is the minimum order that they will accept from me or you. And so what we do there typically is push for an amount of money in your mind that you can put down. Let's say it's $2,000. So we call it the 2,000 down rule. You don't tell the supplier this. You just imagine in your head, I can put $2,000 down on this. So then you take $2,000, you take the FOB, and you're like, oh, well, I would like to talk about a minimum order quantity of X, whatever number of units that is. That's one way of doing it. Another way is if they give you a minimum order quantity, let's say they say 500 units is their MOQ. What I would do at that point is look to negotiate 60% of MOQ. What does that mean? A supplier comes and says our minimum order quantity is 500 units. We get 60% of 500, which is 300. And I would say, okay, to start off with, I would like to talk about doing a trial order of 300 units into our market. What would the FOB price, the cost price be to produce 300 units like that? Then say, also, as we grow in these markets, we will get to MOQ and beyond MOQ as well. But just for now, I want to see about negotiating this. That's the kind of way you can go to get your order quantities down And also it's a way to come across as a professional and still respect the person that you're speaking to and their company. Because you have to think about something. If they're going to produce 500 units, 1,000 units, whatever it is for me or you, that's a part of their production run that has to go into place. It's going to take anywhere from 15 to 30 days to produce your order. And you're looking to get your logo put on there and things like that. That's a big deal for a company. They've got to actually change around their production to produce your products. Something to consider as well, when you're starting out, if you want your minimum order quantity to be less, you may have to pay a little bit more per unit in order to get those quantities down. That's something you can also offer. Oh, I see your FOB for 500 units is $2. I'd happily pay a little more than $2 if I could get my minimum order quantities down. They might say, okay, it's $2.30 then, or $2.20, whatever the case may be. And you can then look at that and see whether or not it fits into your profitability using things like our profit calculators. And you can make a determination as to what you want to do at that point. That's the way to negotiate with a supplier, and that's exactly the way I recommend you do it. So that's it for today. I may do another video in the future about contacting a supplier and show you a script or something like that. You can definitely jump down below and say supplier script if you'd like to see that or get a copy of something like that. I'll consider it. It's something that's part of our Marketplace Superheroes program, but I might be able to do something like that if there's enough demand for a video like that. With that said, I hope you got some value today. You saw a little bit about what Alibaba looks like, how it works, and also you got some good ideas as to a conversation you can have with a supplier, different things you can offer them as well to get minimum order quantities down and stuff like that. As always, if you like this one, give it a like. Secondly, subscribe to the channel. And if you haven't already grabbed our free training and you're not part of our world, I don't know why, but if you're not, make sure you click the link in the description or in the first comment and jump in and grab our free training. And then if it's a fit, jump into our world and start learning with us. With over 6,000 people just like you in our community, learning every single day and having success. So with that said, thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.